Okay, so another week has gone by and that means we've had another comic book in DC's new Absolute line of comics come out. This time, it's the second issue of Absolute Batman. If you've been keeping up with my coverage of these comics, you'll know that I've quite enjoyed this bold new take on Batman, even if he is a little bit violent. Will this second issue continue to maintain the momentum of the first, or has this whole concept of heroes in a universe moulded in Darkseid's image petered out? Well, in short, if you like the first issue, you're gonna like this one too. Let's talk about 5 things that leapt out at me from this issue. So first of all, this series really is Batman as f***. Writer Scott Snyder has been pretty open about how he wanted the series to be the most Batman version of Batman out there. And check out his interview with friend of the channel Casually Comics, where he talks about how he wanted the Absolute line to be called the AF line, but the suits at Warner Brothers wouldn't allow him to go quite that far. However, that doesn't mean that his Batman is tame. He uses his intelligence to even the odds against a large group of party animals by throwing pellets of concentrated vinegar into a pool of salt water to turn it into acid, burning them all in very delicate parts of their anatomy. Likewise, when the party animals discover one of his belfries, Batman detonates a bomb that demolishes the top of the building, leaving his own burning likeness looming over the city, which is a very metal take on the bat signal. And I can't avoid talking about his massive Batmobile. Well, it's less of a car and more of a piece of construction equipment. I don't even know what that type of vehicle is called, but it's huge, powerful, and tears its way through the gathered police cars, much like Batman himself. My second point involves Batman's rogues gallery. This issue gives us our first proper look at some of his more well-known foes, Oz Cobblepot, Harvey Dent, and Edward Nygma, after we saw Waylon Jones last issue. They all grew up together and are meeting up to play poker, and Bruce attends for the first time in a very long time. We see that Oz is a bit of a wheeler-dealer, a low-level criminal. Harvey Dent has been working in the district attorney's office, and Edward Nygma works for some sort of tech company, might even be his own. There is one noticeably absent member of their group, Selina Kyle, who is off touring the world. That doesn't mean that she doesn't appear in this comic. No, we see her during a flashback after a traumatized young Bruce pushes the rest of his friends away and refuses to see them. I think it would be quite interesting if these characters never really became the villains we expect them to become, but I suspect they will gradually become the villains we all know, perhaps with a slightly different spin on them. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops over time. My third point deals with Batman's origins. As I mentioned a few moments ago, young Bruce was deeply traumatized by what happened, and he doesn't want to see anyone. He didn't witness his father's murder, but he heard it and was feet away, powerless to do anything about it. We also see how the bats in the enclosure reacted to the chaos enveloping Bruce. They don't seem to be harming him, more swarming over him, maybe even protecting him. And they cover him so well that Officer Gordon almost didn't notice him until he let out a shrill scream. It's also worth noting that the perpetrator of his father's murder was identified and caught, and Batman regularly visits him in prison. His name is Joe Chill, and we have no idea what the two talk about. My next point involves Mayor Gordon. In the Absolute Universe, James Gordon was a friend of the Waynes, not just Martha, but Thomas as well. And as I touched upon earlier, it was Gordon that found Bruce in the bat enclosure. He has a close personal connection to Batman and his family. As for Mayor Gordon, it looks like he's only going to be serving 1 term despite getting shot by the party animals. As mayor, he seemed to have done a lot of good for the city, but now faces the prospect of being ousted and replaced by his corrupt predecessor, Hamilton Hill. Now, where have we heard something like that recently? And Hill has the backing of someone very wealthy, Roman Sionis. My final point relates to Agent Alfred Pennyworth. As we know from the first issue, Alfred Pennyworth is unconnected to the Wayne family. He's not a butler, he is some sort of spy. And Pennyworth has been spying on Batman using surveillance cameras to track his movements and logs his safe houses across the city. And wouldn't you know it, they form a bat symbol on the city's map. Alfred's analysis of Batman, that he never retreats and regroups, always advancing forward, there's that AF again, is entirely accurate. Alfred is ordered to stop protecting Batman, despite the fact that allowing him to continue battling the party animals provides Alfred and his bosses with a lot of data, and Alfred complies. Sort of. While he does turn off the surveillance, he instead goes directly to Batman to offer to help him. Turns out Alfred likes him, despite the fact he shot him in the face and stole his motorcycle. Or maybe because of it. Either way, this issue shows us the birth of a potentially beautiful partnership. We're only 2 issues in, and there are still lots of questions that remain unanswered. Why did Selina leave? Why is Sionis backing Hill? What is Bruce talking to Joe Chill about? But I'm still enjoying the series and feel very optimistic about its future. What about you? Have you picked up Absolute Batman? What do you make of it so far? Do you think we'll see Absolute Penguin, Two-Face and Riddler? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to help support this channel and want to read the comic, then perhaps consider using my Amazon affiliate link to buy a digital copy of the book, which you can then take with you wherever you go. I will always prefer having physical media, but the amount of space it takes up is a bit of an issue, and it's hard to argue with the convenience of digital. I'll be back in about 2 weeks to talk about the next Absolute comic, Absolute Wonder Woman #2. Until then, take care.